new video with Rams fan YT. In today's video, we'll be looking at the history of Fleetwood Town Football Club. Relatively modern football club. Well, there has been various clubs in Fleetwood throughout time. Pretty little fishing town in Lancashire, just north of Blackpool, for those which don't know where it is. Pretty insignificant place. I've been there. It's quite nice, but not overly well known. Just like to say sorry about the match day vlog. I'm stupid. I forgot to put the batteries inside my camera. And I also would like to say I have no clue why the audio messed up with the video which was uploaded yesterday. Hopefully it was all right. You could at least follow along slightly what was going on. Even though my hand was not incredibly straight during the recording of it. But this is what we're looking at today. Fleetwood Town, which was officially, this version anyhow, was established in 1997. But there were 3 previous incarnations, so you could actually probably date the club's history back to 1908. The original club was Fleetwood FC, and they were champions of a Lancashire combination in 1923-24. This club, though, resigned from the Lancashire combination in February 1928 because of financial difficulties. In the 1928-29 season, Fleetwood Windsor Villa Football Club were members of a Fylde and District Football League. At the end of that season, they were elected to the West Lancashire Football League and were members for 2 seasons. They were then elected to the Lancashire combination for the season 1931-32, changing their name back to the original club, Fleetwood FC. They registered a hat-trick of Lancashire Combination Cup wins in 1932, 1933 and 1934. The side's goalkeeper in the first of those victories was Frank Swift, then only 18 years old. After almost 60 years as a Lancashire Combination club, they became founder members of a newly created Northern Premier League in 1968. Great players of that era include Jack Ainscough and the late Percy Vonson, after whom one stand is named at the club. The club finished in 10th place in its first season, as the NPL was one of several leagues immediately below Division 4 of the Football League. This was effectively the 5th tier of English football, and the club would not surpass this success until 2010-11. Despite winning the Northern Premier League Cup in 1971, the club languished in the lower half of the table, finishing bottom for 2 successive seasons in 1974-75 and 1975-76, before folding in 1976, again due to financial difficulties. The club was re-established in 1977 as Fleetwood Town, with many of the original personnel were moving to the new club. Initially placed in Division 1 of the Cheshire League, it moved in 1982 to the North West Counties League Division 2 in its inaugural year, and promoted to Division 1 in 1984. The team reached the final of the FA Vase in 1985, losing 3-1 to Halesoe in town in front of a 16,000 crowd at Wembley. The club was placed in Division 1, the 2nd tier of the Northern Premier League, when the league established a 2nd tier in 1987. Becoming the inaugural Division 1 champions in 1988. In 1990-91, the club finished 4th in the NPL Premier Division, at the time effectively the 6th tier. However, by 1996, this 3rd club had also folded due to financial issues. They were reformed in 1997 as Fleetwood Wanderers Football Club. The club was placed back into Division 1 of the North West Counties Football League, now the 10th tier of the English Football League system, and a sponsorship deal saw the club's name immediately changed to Fleetwood Freeport. The club was promoted to the Premier Division of the North West Counties League in 1999, and the name was reverted to Fleetwood Town in 2002. Tony Greenwood was appointed manager in 2003. Soon afterwards, Andy Pilley took over as chairman. With his financial input, the club gained successive promotions as North West Counties League champions in 2005 and Northern Premier League First Division runners-up in 2006. This saw the club reach the Northern Premier League Premier Division. Fleetwood Town won the Northern Premier League Challenge Cup in the 2006-07 season, beating Matlock Town 1-0, and finishing the season just shy of the playoffs in 8th place with 67 points. In the 2007-08 season, Fleetwood won the Northern Premier League, gaining promotion to the Conference North. Along the way, they set a new attendance record for the division, and were easily the best supported team in the Premier Division. Fleetwood started the 2008-09 Conference North season poorly, with the club at the bottom of the league. Manager Tony Greenwood, along with his assistant Nigel Greenwood and coach Andy Whitaker, were sacked. Greenwood was replaced by Mickey Mellon, who also remained as under-15s and under-16s coach at Burnley. His position at Fleetwood was made full-time in January 2009, a first for the club. Fleetwood reached the second round in the FA Cup for the first time in their history, but were beaten 3-2 by Hartlepool United at Highbury, in front of a then record crowd since the club's reformation of 3,280. The demise of Farsley Celtic paved part way through the 2009-10 season was detrimental to Fleetwood's campaign, as Farsley's entire 2009-10 playing record was expunged. Fleetwood were chasing promotion along with local rival Southport, and the ruling cost Fleetwood 3 points relative to Southport. Fleetwood appealed against the decision, but the appeal was rejected the day before the last match of the season, leaving Southport 1 point ahead. Both teams won on the final day, giving Southport the championship. Fleetwood instead had to contest in the playoffs, and after beating Droylsden on penalties in the semi-final, Fleetwood won promotion to the Football Conference by beating Alfreton Town 2-1 in the final. They do like beating Derbyshire clubs, don't they? For the 2010-11 season, the club made all of its players full-time professionals, though this resulted in a few players leaving the club, including long-serving club captain Jamie Milligan. The club spent most of the season in or near the playoff positions, eventually qualifying by finishing in 5th place. In the playoff semi-finals against Wimbledon, a new attendance record of 4,112 was set in the home leg, but Fleetwood lost both games with an aggregate 8-1 scoreline. Fleetwood's 2011-12 season was very successful. In the FA Cup, they reached the third round for the first time, after beating Mansfield Town, Wycombe Wanderers and Yeovil Town. They were drawn at home to neighbours Blackpool, but lost 5-1 to the Championship club, with Jamie Vardy scoring Fleetwood's only goal in front of 5,094 supporters. In the league, Fleetwood went on a 29-game unbeaten run and were declared champions with 2 games remaining, giving them promotion to the Football League for the first time. At the end of the season, Vardy moved to Leicester City for a fee of £1 million, which subsequently rose to £1.7 million, a record transfer fee for a non-league club. Fleetwood had a good start to the 2012-13 season and had risen to third in the league after 10 games. However, they only won 2 of the next 10 games, slipping to 6th position. Chairman Andy Pilley and manager Mickey Mellon had a falling out after Mellon allegedly showed interest in Burnley and Blackpool managerial vacancies. On the 1st of December 2012, following a 3-2 defeat against Aldershot Town in the FA Cup, Mellon was sacked as manager of the League Two side. Former Preston North End and Burnley defender Graham Alexander was appointed as manager on the 6th of December 2012. Fleetwood were unbeaten for the next 5 games, and after a steady run of results, had risen back to 4th place after just 11 games under his command. However, Fleetwood won only 2 of the remaining 15 games, and consequently slipped down the table to finish 13th in League Two. This resulted in a large rebuilding of the squad. The 2013-14 season was another successful one, having been in and around the automatic promotion places all season, and getting to the league trophy area final, the club narrowly missed out on automatic promotion, finishing in 4th place. After beating York City 1-0, on aggregate in the playoff semi-final. Fleetwood beat Burton Albion 1-0 from an Antoni Sarkovic free kick in the playoff final at Wembley on the 26th of May to win promotion to League One for the first time. Playing at the club's highest level, the 2014-15 season was very successful. After 3 games, the team was at the top of the league, and apart from a couple of occasions, remained in the top half of the league for the entirety of the season, eventually finishing in a very creditable 10th place. Notable results were excellent away victories against Sheffield United and Rochdale, and good home draws against Bristol City, Preston North End, Swindon Town, Sheffield United, Rochdale and Chesterfield. Also in 2014, the club purchased a 57-bedroom hotel in Blackpool for the youth team. The following year, the club started to move into its new training ground at Poolfoot Farm in nearby Thornton. 2015-16 was a difficult season. In July 2015, Chairman Andy Pilley announced that the club's strategic direction would move more towards a self-sustaining model, utilising the development and sell-on of homegrown talent to attempt to climb the league pyramid further rather than more expensive player signings. The playing budget was trimmed heavily. After a poor start to the season, with only 2 wins in 10 league matches, Graham Alexander was sacked on the 30th of September 2015, with the club 1 point above relegation zone, after being beaten heavily 5-1 by Gillingham. On the 6th of October 2015, Stephen Pressley was appointed manager. After a season flirting with the relegation zone, Pressley guided the club to safety, 5 points above relegation zone, with 10 wins in 35 league matches, an appearance in the Football League Trophy Northern Area final. On the 20th of April 2016, Sir Alex Ferguson officially opened the club's £8 million Poolfoot Farm training ground complex, which has 12 grass pitches and 2 floodlight 4G artificial pitches, with a gym, cafe, bar and offices. Just before the start of the 2016-17 season, on the 26th of July 2016, Stephen Pressley resigned from his position as manager. Uwe Rosler was appointed manager on the 30th of July 2016 and managed to guide the club to its highest ever finish of 4th place, but were narrowly beaten 1-0 on aggregate by Bradford City in the playoff semi-finals. However, during the 2017-18 season, Rosler was sacked on the 17th of February 2018 after 7 successive defeats in all competitions, and the club just outside the relegation zone on goal difference alone. On the 22nd of February 2018, former Oldham Athletic manager John Sheridan was appointed on a short-term contract until the end of the season. He successfully guided the club away from relegation zone, or from relegation to full stop, to finish mid-table in 40th place. At the beginning of the 2018-19 season, Joey Barton was appointed as manager. He guided the club to an 11th place finish. In 2019-20, the coronavirus pandemic caused an early end to the regular season in March 2020. Teams that were in promotion playoff positions after the points per game were entered the playoff matches in July 2020. Fleetwood Town was in the 6th position and were unbeaten since losing to Burton Albion on the 7th of January 2020. They lost to Wycombe Wanderers 6-3 on aggregate in the semi-final matches played behind closed doors. The 2020-21 season was also overshadowed by coronavirus, with matches being played behind closed doors for the vast majority of fixtures. On the 4th of January 2021, Joey Barton was sacked as manager with Fleetwood in 10th place, with Chairman Andy Pilley describing the decision as a tough one for me to make, but I felt now was the right time for the club to go in a different direction. Barton was replaced by Simon Grayson, who guided Fleetwood into a 15th place finish. Thank you very much for watching. Please subscribe if you're new around here. That'd be hugely appreciated. I've got the Administration Clubs Part 2 coming up on Friday. I'll be visiting at Mickleover FC, or formerly known as Mickleover Sports Stadium, on my runs of Derby. And I'll be doing a history of Gillingham Football Club on Monday. So goodbye for now.